On my way to Wadi Ghub now, and the drive-in is absolutely spectacular. So I've been on this road now probably just a bit over a kilometre, maybe a kilometre and a half, and it's a little bit rugged, but a car could get up here provided you were cautious. But look at this, look at this. I have been here many years ago, talking like 5 years ago, and I do remember the actual Rainbow Valley itself, but I don't remember the bit before or after or anything like that. There's a few guys here asleep on the side. Don't blame them. It's actually midday. All my plans went out the window. Why on earth you'd be starting a hike at 12:39 lunchtime? I mean, the temperature's... Oops. I have got my seatbelt on, honestly. That must just be a fault on the car. Shall we pretend that my seatbelt is on? Not far to go.
In 200 metres, your destination will be on the right.
There you go. Thank you, Google Maps. Yeah, in 200 metres, my destination will be on the right. Look at this wadi. A wadi is a dry riverbed. Oh. Dearie me, I'll have to take this car into Ford. Definitely got a fault on that seatbelt sensor. Yeah, what about this though? A wadi is a dry riverbed, and Ghub, G-H-U-B, Golf Hotel Uniform Bravo. Oh dear.
Your destination is on the right.
Thanks. Well, my destination's on the right. Clearly, Google Maps up here is not quite as accurate. Oh, man alive. Gridlock, man, gridlock. So that's proof anyway that at least cars can get up here. So there's a nice Lexus there that's about to scrape its fender on the ground. Be careful. A little bit more. I presume those two cars we've just seen are hikers having completed their trip up to Ghub. So Wadi is a dry riverbed, and Ghub, G-H-U-B, is, well, it might be all to do with the workers. G-H-U-B is to do with the village of Ghub. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Now the car parking, there isn't a car parking. And the best way to describe this hike, I've never seen it so busy, anywhere in the UAE. Do you guys think this is Dubai Mall? And there's a goat. See the old terraces on the left-hand side there. So what I remember about this from many years ago, literally many years ago, I remember this. I don't remember where I parked. I don't remember. But I think the best thing to do is to say that the hike itself starts, there's a sort of pumping water tower. There's a goat looking at me there. What are you doing? Hello? Hello? I don't know if you've heard what goat candy is. Oh dear, Ford. Yeah, goat candy is grapes. Honestly, grapes are like goat candy. They love it. So, what you see up here, look, you can see this, well, I can see it now. I'll put the camera on it. I don't know if there's a car park up here or an area to park. Let's have a look. It's quite a short hike, I do remember that. There is an extension on it over the back, but oh dear, Ford. Yeah, there is an extension of this hike over the back, but I had heard that the military closed it down. Whether that's just a bit of gossip, hearsay, I don't know. All right. when they say this is the end of the road, they well and truly mean end of the road. Wow. So when I was here several years ago, you could drive to the top, right up to the where that sort of pumping tower is. Wow. But the English explorer, the clue is in the title there, let's go exploring. Right then, parked up at Wadi Ghub, or somewhere around Wadi Ghub. I mean, if you just look at this here, there's a significant chance, I'm just literally, putting it in the realms of complete luck. I would suggest that those rocks roll down here on a regular basis, and the truck there is in peril, so that's not. Now, there's a lot of activity in the farmyard down there. Hey! What's the noise? I know. Really? Right then, they said, yeah, have a good walk. So, Wadi Ghub, what I suggest we say is that this is the starting point. You see the sort of pumping tower, and get here any way you can. Sounds like some sort of pop song. I'll put the GPS on, but as I say, this is not really a walk for its. It's not really a walk for its length or its height or its. It's just a walk up to what we call Rainbow Canyon, which are different layers of lava. These whole mountains, they were pushed up the Arabian Peninsula and the Eurasian Peninsula, pushing against each other hundreds of millions of years ago. Actually, one of the three periods that was the Jurassic period when these mountains were formed. There's been no remains of any dinosaurs found here. And at one point, all these mountains were hundreds of meters below sea level, but obviously they were pushed up with all these sort of plate tectonics. The different layers of rock have laid down and they pushed up to form Rainbow Canyon. So I'm not telling you this is the start. This is the way to the start, because this has changed massively. And I know that this area is heavily hit by those. And I know this area is heavily hit by the waters and the floods. As an actual fact, I was going to say, let's go up there and have a look at these big rocks. We can go this way. These are big rocks, aren't they? Look at this. We're kind of just the first layer into the mountains. There's a whole range here, there's another range, and then there's a big range. And we will actually go up there at some point, not today, nowhere near. I'm definitely not ready for that one. But that's up to Toyen, Al-Hamri. And that's definitely on the plans. So the truth is, what we're going to do is just, I'll say, fight our way up, because any route that was marked up here is now well and truly been washed away. But I love this, walking on these big rocks, because they're so dry, so warm, there's so much friction. It's lovely. I'll probably fall over now, slip off one and break my leg. But I'll be okay, because I got my whistle. Those goats will come and save me. Okay, so what I've done after the tower, where I'm just parked below, there are some big rocks. Everything's been washed away. And I kind of went left and right, looking for maybe a trail that's painted onto the rocks or something like that. but I couldn't find one. And if you're a bit daunted by the fact that these big rocks and, you know, the possibility of walking yourself into danger, and that expression again, rest assured you're coming the right way. In actual fact, look what I've just seen here. You see these 3 little rocks there? They're not there by accident. And also I know that this is the way, I've been up here. So once you get over those big rocks, carry on up the valley. And even a few years ago when I came up here, it wasn't very, very obvious, I remember. You just had to kind of do what we're doing now. So if you're looking for some sort of lovely landscaped hiking trail up to Wadi Ghub, or you're looking for a lovely landscaped hiking trail, probably better to say that Wadi Ghub is not for you. If you're looking for some adventure, and it's well worth the effort. The actual canyon itself, on the right time of day, if there's water in it, we're going to be at the wrong time of the day, and I guarantee there'll be no water in it. But it'll still be very, very interesting and worth the effort. If it was the perfect time of day with the sunset or the sunrise, and you had some water in there, it's truly spectacular. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, there's actually a couple of hikers here. So I wonder if they're going up or coming down. Hello there. Hi. Fancy meeting 2 people up in the mountains. Have you got to the canyon?
No, actually, I think we're gonna come out one other day, like early.
Because it's not that much further.
Do you have any idea how much?
Well, I'm actually recording. I won't put anything bad on YouTube or anything. I came here about 4 or 5 years ago, and obviously it wasn't washed away like this. And I'm saying it's not that long from here.
Like 1-2 kilometers.
I think it's less than that. But I mean, I wouldn't like to say for certain because it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's not like a 3-hour hike to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's already 1 p.m.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I think I need to be more prepared to come here.
there's no doubt. I've just said as well. I mean, I'm going to get there at the worst time of day when the sun's there. It's the worst light. There's no water. It's still worth the effort. But if you can get here at sunrise or sunset, it's.
Yeah, I think we should come early, honestly.
Up to you.
We will try another day, definitely. I want to do it, but not today.
It's worth it. I guarantee it. It's definitely worth it.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's called
your video later?
Yeah. Well, you'll be famous if you want to. If you don't want to, say it and I'll delete. Yeah, I only started a few weeks ago. It's called the English Explorer. Okay. And yesterday I just did a walk. Are you from this area or?
No, actually we live in Dubai.
All right. Because I just put a film up this morning. I did one yesterday afternoon in Dibba. Mm-hmm. And it's the newest hiking trail in the UAE.
No, okay.
And it's unbelievable.
Really nice.
But it's like, hang on a sec. It's interesting.
Okay.
You know, some would say dangerous.
We're going to have a look.
So I put that on last night, and there's all the Geological is the highest one in the UAE, and yeah, the English Explorer.
Okay, I'll have a look in there.
Super.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Good luck. You obviously know where you're going to get.
Yes, of course.
Take care, you two. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. And that kind of confirms what I was saying. It's not that easy to find. Even a few years ago, it wasn't that easy. Are those 2 doing the right thing? Are they doing the right thing, turning around to go home? I think the simple and unequivocal answer, without any shadow or doubt, is yes, they are. Because if you're not sure where you're going, and the truth is, I remember it not being too far, but I couldn't say with any certainty how far it was. And discretion is the greater part of valor. Come back another day. And there's the trail. Do you know what? That's the first bit I remember. Well, I remember the valleys and the water tower and the things like that. Made some very steady progress up the valley, up the wadi. If you move to the right-hand side, as I said, you can see the old trail, and this is what I do remember. So you go over the big rocks, then through that quite big open wadi, and then move to the right-hand side as you're walking towards the canyon. And of course you're walking uphill, and being an idiot, it's now 35 degrees, hottest part of the day in October, but It's fine, to be honest. Absolutely fine. When the days were 50 in the daytime, and then in the evening it drops to 35, I was thinking, how lovely is 35? So, up there I can start to see all the lava, that's probably the canyon itself. One thing I've just remembered, literally just remembered, getting into the canyon where everybody takes the photo, I remember that included a bit of climbing and sitting on your backside and sliding down. So I wonder if that has changed in these years. I'll tell you all about the rock formation and the lava and the stuff like that further up when it's not so tiring walking uphill. I'm just about here. I remember it vividly at this point. Oh! Oh! Canyon! This was a nice echo. I like that. Yeah, I'm nearly here. Now I remember going to the left-hand side to get in last time. So we'll do what I did before. There's another little pile of stones there. Those stones haven't quite been there since the Jurassic period, 100 million years ago, but they've been there some time. Right, and don't know. I just wonder how many of those other cars actually found their way up here. I mean, there's a significant chance that they didn't. And that would be such a shame. No, like I say, I don't remember these big rocks. Oops. Yeah, it's a shame. But to be honest, if I hadn't come up here before, if I didn't know this, I would have probably I would have turned around and not found it. Let's be honest, you wouldn't walk up here accidentally. So I wish I'd made this film sooner, just for everybody's benefit. If the question you're asking me now is this correct? My answer will be, I'm not sure, but we'll definitely get there. Yeah, we'll definitely get there. There it is. That's the canyon itself. Let's go up this big one here. Got to have faith in the old shoes. A lot of people would say, don't have the camera on doing this. That's a little bit slippy there. Shit. Oh dear, 55 years old. I'll get a hernia doing that sort of stuff. What are you doing? Look at this. Is that the worst marker for a route? You can't see it at all. These butterflies are finding it very easy. Right, onwards and upwards, very close, even with that groin strain. If I was a snake, I would be saying, wait here. Do you know what? I'm going to go up there. I remember going right around the side last time, but if in doubt, walk down a precarious momentum is a wonderful thing. If you run out of gas in your apartment and you've got a few eggs to cook, just bring them up here, put them on these rocks. They are warm to touch. This wasn't the way I came last time, but as a means to an end, look at this. Come on, look at this. Well done. Well done. And there's water. And there's water. Well done. Welcome to Rainbow Canyon. You don't need me to tell you why it's called Rainbow Canyon. It really is absolutely spectacular. There's two colours of rock here. I don't know if you pick it up, but there are thousands of alive and dead wasps or bees. Not a few, to be honest. I don't want them to get my scent. Sometimes when I wear bright coloured t-shirts, flies think, I'm going to have some of that. Let's go and see that pollen, and start tormenting me for hours on the walk. So we don't want these guys. Right, there is, I'm led to believe, I've not done it, a hike that carries on up through the canyon. Now, when I was here last time, this was completely dry, and I climbed, get lost. I climbed straight up there, and it's wonderful. Again, there's 2 or 3 sort of different levels, and I can imagine when the water's flowing, it's amazing. So, yeah, I would suggest you don't do that. That's not what this walk's about. And I had heard that the military closed it. There's a lot of military bases just on the Oman border. I'm not going to stand here for long, but that's where I came in before. I remember climbing in through that hole there and then coming down here. So the route brought you right round the side. Look at this Rainbow Canyon. Look at this. Isn't it spectacular? Isn't it? Let's move away from the flies. Isn't it absolutely amazing? 100% worth the effort. Yeah, so this here was all lava, and this was laid down over millions of years. And when people think of lava, they obviously think of volcanoes, but there was none of that here. There were just breaks in the surface where the lava would come through, not big volcanic eruptions. And the reason there's different colours was, one, when the lava was cooling, and like I say, this was over millions of years, including the Jurassic and the Triassic periods. So as each layer was hardening, once it had come in contact with the air, the amount of oxygen in the air was what made it the colour it was. So if there was a lot of oxygen, there was a lot of iron in the air, and therefore the rock hardened and became quite red. If it was green, there wasn't as much oxygen in the air, and so on and so forth. And that's the reason there's different colours of rock. And there's a lot of green rock further up, I notice here. Here it's mostly red and white, or light coloured. Further up, there's a big hint of green in those ones up there. The reason it's called the rainbow, of course, is because of the lines, nothing to do with its colours. The rainbow having 7 colours. Richard of York gave battle in vain. Richard red, of orange. York yellow. Gave green, battle blue, in indigo, V violet. Those are your 7 colours of the rainbow. Right then, guys, I love it. What a place. Come here. Come on. Getting down is not going to be quite as easy as coming up. That's where I came up there, and I'm definitely not going to go that way. I'm going to have to go this way here. Maybe that way there. I'm going to have to go that way. This is actually not going to, I don't want it, I would, honestly, and I know this sounds absurd, but 20 years ago, I'd have done bang bang, not parkouring. Parkour hadn't been invented when I was a kid, but we were jumping across rocks. But I've had 3 knee operations on there, and it would be sod's law. Sod's law. That my knee, so here's the way. I think it's every man, every woman, every person for themselves at this point. You find what you feel comfortable doing. Also, maybe I would recommend you don't have a big 3-metre selfie stick with your 2 hands. Definitely helps with balance and strength and stuff like that. So, I wish I got up here sooner. I wish I'd come up here a few weeks ago and scouted this out for you all, because I have a feeling that quite a few people have got themselves driven all the way. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm not out of the fire yet. I'm not out of the fire yet. There's me saying to you, I wish I got up here sooner so I could have clarified exactly the way. And then, of course, I get myself lost. But in me getting lost means that hopefully you won't get lost. Right, so coming out now, I wish I'd done this, like I say, some time ago so that all people would know how to get up here. You've got to stay right to the right-hand side of the valley when you come up. So I came in across those big, big rocks there. That's where I had to jump, which was fine for me, but it's not ideal at all. Potential for all things to go wrong there. I've seen a couple of little stone mountains to guide you here. So come all the way up, right the way up to the rock formation itself, and then cut across there. There's still some big stones to climb. One of the things coming up this valley as well, I've just really thought whilst I was having a drink, I mean, it's the hottest part of the day, so sun's right above me. Sun is right there. Wow. There's no wind, no time to drink, no wind, no shelter, nothing at this time of day. So approach with caution, think about your timings. I'm well on my way down now, and very pleased to say there's a nice breeze on me now, cooling me down a bit, because up the valley, it was so sheltered, the heat was oppressive. It was burning feet, burning rocks. Those two hikers that we saw earlier, 100% vindicated in their decision to turn round. I was just thinking what it would be like if I didn't have my hat on, or a long sleeve shirt, or water, or stuff, simple things like that. Really close to being down now. Here's the water pumping tower. There's some goats, of course, the ones complaining earlier. There's some guys doing some work at the tower. And again, there's no real obvious route down through these large rocks. I'm just kind of just going down. So, just got to find your way. It's a shame that the hike has been destroyed so much, but I suppose in a way it kind of adds to the excitement of the whole thing. Saying that, I could be getting myself lost here. Complacency is a terrible thing, especially in mountain climbing, hiking, trekking, but I'm quite confident now. Quite confident that I've made it. And also, if I was to fall, I can just ask these blokes to carry me down. So I wonder what this is. I might actually ask them what it is. I wonder what it is. Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. What is this? Is this for water?
No.
What is it?
Only fiber optic.
It's for what? Hang on.
Fiber.
Oh, fibre?
Yes.
For the internet?
Ayo.
So this is not water then? This is not for water?
This one no watching?
No, I thought this was for water.
No.
Ah, well, there you go. Right, gentlemen, see you soon. Do you know what? They might be laying fibre optics, but I'm going to use it as the motorway. Let's call it the M1 to Fujairah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, never have walking down some fibre optic tunnel felt so good. How you all doing? You good?
Is after your mission successful today?
Am I what, sorry? What was that? I'm not sure. Go on, say it again. What are you saying?
Chalo. Today your mission successful.
Mission successful. Oh yes, Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise. I've been up the Burj Khalifa. Look at these guys running down. Hey, who's? Do they call him the mountain goat? Right, I can now safely say mission successful. mission accomplished. I bought a 6-pack of 1.5 litre bottles, and I gave them 3, and they were very thankful. I try not to run them over. No, at least they'll be hydrated and dead. Yeah, I'm really hot, really uncomfortable now. So, I think you've got the idea about the place. I'll put all the details in the description. Don't park up where I parked, because I went up there thinking there might be something more afterwards, but knowing now what we know, definitely park just a bit lower down. There's plenty of places, much more space, and you could do your U-turns and things like that. And yeah, if someone else parks behind you, you may well be blocked in. There's not much space up there. All right, guys, listen, thanks for joining me. I'll write it all up in the description. Take care.